Hey, in this video I'm going to show you how to set up a new profile and website to track with Google Analytics. So this is how you can track your website visitors and a lot more using Google's free analytics tool. So go to google.com/analytics, that's ANALYTICS, and if you're not signed in, you'll show up on this page. It may ask you to sign in if you don't have an account, but I do. I'll just click on Access Google Analytics over here, and it takes me to this home page with analytics. You can see I already have profiles, but I'm going to set up a new one. So I click on the admin menu item over here, and it's organized into accounts, properties, and views. So accounts could be a client, or that could be a whole website or a business. Property is the individual website that is being tracked, and view is preferences based on what data you want to see. For a business I tend to use that for an account. So, and if I have multiple websites that are very closely related, I'll have one account and then create a separate property for each. Otherwise, to keep it simple, you can just create one account for each website. So in order to do that, I can go to the bottom here, click on Create New Account. Now it's asking me what I'd like to track, a website or a mobile app. Yes, you can track mobile apps and people using that, but I want to use a website here. So I'll choose website. I will set up the account name, so I'll just have that as the name of the website and the website name, and then set up the URL, the website address you're going to track. Now, over here, you can select your industry, so you can put some information in there. And basically what that's used for is so Google can take some stats, it's anonymous data, and they say, oh, people in the finance industry tend to have this kind of traffic or stats or conversions. Basically, it's what you are getting with this free awesome tool is some data sharing that Google uses, so they have information about what the industry is doing. And you can actually set your data sharing here if you don't want that to happen. So you can share your data with other Google products. That will allow you to integrate it with advertising and other things. You can share your data anonymously, so they don't take data that's tied back to you. They just take the numbers so that they can use it. Technical support, account specialists, if you want other people to be able to access your data from Google, if you so choose, if you really need it. So if you're worried about your privacy, you can uncheck any of these, but read here how Google safeguards your data, and that'll give you the full information. Next step is to click Get Tracking ID, and I will agree to Google's terms of service. Click on the Accept button, and it starts loading my tracking code. So what Google has given me now, we see the property here, the name of it, and a bunch of settings. So if you're building your web page yourself, you can copy and paste this into your website. That will, if you know HTML, that will go into the head section of your website. If you have a particular WordPress template that asks for Google Analytics, you can put that in there. And if you have some other themes or plugins, you can actually just take the tracking ID, plug that into the plugin. For example, Google Analytics for WordPress plugin, which is my favorite. And you can find that at yoast.com, yoast.com, and you can actually just put in your tracking ID, and it does the rest for you. Puts the code all over your website into the right place. And now that we've got a tracking ID, the tracking code, I can go back to my home, I can find this account and property, and I can see all the website data, and once it starts tracking, the next day after putting in the tracking code, I'll start to have some stats here. And that's how we create a new account in Google Analytics.